Actually, I believe that too many of our taxes in Kansas are based upon taxes on real estate. And because of that, I am more conscious of what those tax rates are and what we are doing to people by raising taxes when we maybe shouldn't be, and being sure that we cut back and make sure that we don't cause people to pay such high taxes that they can't afford to own their property. There are times when it has been a great help, but there's also times when it's been a negative because of the fact that some people believe that I'm doing it just for my own gratification. The other thing is, though, that I have sold a lot of property for the city, properties that they have owned, and helped them purchase properties when they need to. The thing that is surprised that the people on the other side of the transaction is that I have written into every contract that Delores Dalke is signing this as mayor and will not be receiving any commission or payment in any way for doing the transaction. I would say that they absolutely should. I think that, number one, it's really, really important to be involved in your community, and local government is so important in the real estate business because we are putting property taxes on for the schools, for the county, for the city, and that all goes together, and that all has an impact on what property values are. So I would encourage anybody that has any interest at all to get involved so that they better understand how it all goes together. I feel like as if I have gained a lot of, this probably sounds silly, but a lot of prestige in the community, that people look up to me, and therefore it has helped my business from that standpoint. Of course, it can go the other way. If you make a decision that people don't like, then they won't do business with you either. But I just think that being involved is so important because of the fact that your community gives to you, and you need to give back to your community also. It's very, very important to know the community that you're working in, because people come to a community and the community is what helps to sell. It sells itself. I think that we are real estate agents because we want to make a living, for one thing, but that the only way we can make a living is by selling the community as well as the particular properties within that community. And I think if your community is a good community that helps you do that, then I think you need to give back to that community, because just because a community is good today, if you don't keep working on it, it's not going to necessarily be good in 5 years or 10 years. You just have to keep working on it all the time so that it'll have as things change, so that it'll be the community that people want to be in. I would suggest that all new people spend some time down at City Hall getting to know their community. Even though they've maybe lived there for a long time, they probably only know what they've heard on the streets or read in the newspapers. But I think that anybody that's getting started in the business needs to make appointments, and maybe one or two, or it might be a group of real estate people, but they should go down to City Hall and learn about the utilities, about what happens in different parts of the town, how the police force works, how the firemen work. They just need to spend that time, because those are questions that they are asked and that people want to know about. So that is just as important as reading the books as far as how to fill out a contract. They need to know what it is that they are selling in addition to the property.